All right, so first let's talk about some regular preterite verbs. So we've got AR, ER, and IR verbs, and the IR and ER verbs are the exact same, as you can see here. Unfortunately, I am going to sing for you real quick. So the AR verbs end in A, aste, o, amos, estéis, aron. And the ER/IR verbs end in I, iste, io, imos, istes, ieron. Now, for the purpose of this song, we're not going to talk about the vosotros, that poor little redheaded stepchild vosotros that never gets talked about. Anyway, here goes the song. Aste, iste, o, io, amos, imos, aron, yeron. Beautiful, I know. You'll be singing it. You'll be posting it to whatever you kids use. Anyway, memorize the song, of course. Hopefully you already know these endings. So let's just try to fill this bad boy out real quick. So yo caminé. Next up, tú, and the to form of an AR verb is aste. Montaste a caballo. And the next one, mis primos pasearon. Sorry, I thought it was the verb pasar, and it didn't make sense. Pasearon en bicicleta. Nosotros, that's easy, it doesn't change. Tomamos el sol en la playa. And then Esteban usó, with an accent, of course. So that's what's going on so far with regular preterite verbs. Okay, so following those same verb boxes that we were doing, the AEE, aste, iste, all that stuff, we're going to fill out the rest of these. So nosotros, and this one actually is different in the nosotros form in the preterite, comimos. Then I've got ellos decidieron. And the yo form in the preterite ER verb, what is it? Corrí. Showed up late. Let's see. Tú me. Who's doing the talking here? Is it tú or yo? If you can read this sentence, let me give you a second. What is it saying? It's saying you wrote me a letter last month. So who did the writing? You did. So it would be escribiste. And mamá abrió la ventana. All right, so we've talked about regular preterite verbs. Hopefully you know those. The ir and ser, don't forget they follow the exact same chart. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuistes, and fueron. It's the exact same for ir and ser. Ir and ser are not related other than at this point. So don't start to think that one means the other or whatever. All right, so determine whether ir or ser is used. So, nosotras fuimos a la biblioteca para estudiar. Well, if it's followed by a, then that's definitely the verb ir. Every time you write the verb ir or use the verb ir, it's always followed by a. That a might be hidden in an al, but it's always followed by a, which indicates that you're heading in a certain direction. Natives sometimes will say voy caminando, like I go walking. And that means I go by way of walking, not I go for a walk. God knows y'all don't need another way to say walk in Spanish. All right. So anyway, every time you see after the blank, it's always went, like I said. And then otherwise, you just need to kind of pay attention to what the sentence is saying. And does it mean to be or does it mean went? So la clase fue muy interesante. Interesante is your hint here. So interesante means interesting, which means was, not went. Las jugadoras fueron al estadio para competir. So the players went to the stadium to competir, to compete. And there's your al right there, which should tell you that it's went. All right, so moving on. Los equipos de fútbol fueron excelentes. Again, excelentes, what does that mean? Excellent. So I'm describing someone again. So is it to go or is it to be? To be, it's a characteristic. Yo fui al parque ayer para montar en monopatín. Again, what are we looking at? Al, which indicates that I'm saying I'm headed in a direction, right? So that would be ir. The most important thing with the verbs ir and ser and the preterite is that you know how to conjugate them. They're conjugated. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. There's only 3 verbs in the preterite that end in I instead of e. So make sure you're aware of that. Well, there's some double vowel verbs that we'll go over in another video that end in I, but those are I's with an accent. So just plain old I, no accent, is fui, di, and vi. V being ver, which is to see, D being dar, which is to give, and obviously fui being ear, and ser, which we just talked about. And back to what we were just talking about, I've got di, diste, dio, vi, dimos, and dieron, and I've got vi, viste, vio, vimos, vistes, and vieron. So those are identical twins to each other, other than the fact that this is a D and this is a V. And then if I had the ir and ser chart next to it, it would be fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. So the big deal is right here, this ends in IO, which is a little bit more normal, and the fue ends in an E down there, which is just crazy. So that's it for those irregular verbs. All right, let's just make sure we know what's going on here. So using the box here for ir and ser, let's fill in the blanks. Nosotros blank al gimnasio para hacer ejercicio. If you guessed fuimos, then you might be a genius. Next one, los partidos de béisbol, muy divertidos. Fueron is the answer. Next up, don't look up. Doesn't look as pretty. Let's just fix that. Can't think straight. All right. Yo. This is the one that upset everybody last year because everybody gets used to it being fue in the yo form or an e ending in the yo form. But this is what I tell my students. It ends in I for yo and e for el and ella. Does that make sense? I for I and e for el and ella. So that's how fui and fuiste and fue works for me. Hopefully that helps. All right, so yo fui al centro comercial. Ellos fueron I'm moving right along. Benito se rompió el brazo. Blank un accidente terrible. So you know what's going on here. Benito broke his arm, right? So if he broke his arm, then something about a terrible accident. What comes next? It was a terrible accident. What was a terrible accident? Him breaking his arm. Is that singular or plural? It's singular. Did I break his arm? No. I was not a terrible accident, and he was not a terrible you are not a terrible accident. So, it's fue un accidente terrible. Hopefully that just made sense. And then the last one, ¿a dónde blank tú ayer fuiste? ¿A dónde fuiste tú ayer? Now, to go back over these real quick and just choose ir or ser, this one is clearly ir because it's got al right after the blank. This one is clearly ser because it's got divertidos, which means fun, which is a description, which is the verb ser. This one has al, so that would be ir again. Um, they were the most serious students in the class, so serious is a description, so that would be ser. It was a terrible accident. Again, I'm describing the accident as terrible, so that's a description, so that would be ser. And this one, tricky, but right here, a donde, that's your clue. That's the a that you're looking for. And that's it for this one.